I think we were on an inevitable path anyway. And when people use the word acceleration, it makes me laugh because it couldn't have gone any slower. So COVID certainly accelerated it, but it was at glacial speed already. So I think, yes, we've seen an acceleration. The real question for me is, have we proved ourselves that this is a valuable investment of time, money and people?
What accelerated is the change management. Actually, this is what accelerated during the COVID. Because you needed work to be done, and he was looking for creative ways to be done quickly, efficiency, and in time. And that's why I think it's not only also the technology, as Tristan said, it was already there, but it was a change management. So the company embraced this.
We are here at IATA World Cargo Symposium, and with me are two gentlemen that I know from Awery Aviation Solution, a technology company that provides digital solutions for the aviation and air cargo industry. Really great to have both of you join us for this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's start with what has been the conversation in the last 2 days around digitalisation. Digital transformation is the word that we hear quite often in the last 2 years. What are some of the things that you are picking up from IATA WCS?
I think for me, one of the biggest things has been congratulations about the progress we've made, but also a realization that it's the start of a long journey. And we need to continue to commit people, resources, and embrace the technology as an industry, not just as individual organizations. And one of the things I'm really interested in is, have those efficiencies that we've seen since the COVID pandemic, have they been embedded into the way that we do business? And are people still going to invest in the technology? I think we're heading towards some very turbulent economic times, and this investment takes money, it takes resource. I hope we've proved through companies like Awery that there are efficiencies to be had, but you need to invest in those technologies. So I think we're in for an interesting time. We need to pull together as an industry, and we need to continue the journey that we've started. That would be my quick takeaway from what we've been talking about. I don't know, Vitaly, whether you agree with that?
I fully agree with that, and I also think all these digital processes, they brings companies better efficiency, better process control, and better customer experience. So in the end, now digital is not just nice to have. It's actually how you communicate with your customers, how you bring your services to the next level. You can make things faster, track in real time, and do your business better.
So now it's not just about it's nice to have what you said. It's an option, but it's more like a must that you have to have.
I think I talked about this the other day, and I think COVID created a need. We worked remotely from within 2 days of shutdown. Whole organizations were working remotely. And I think what we realized was the technology is already there. So people were quick to embrace it. Those airlines that adopted it quicker were able to get freighters up quicker than the other people. They could deal commercially with their freight forwarder clients much more quickly. So there was a need. And when you have a need, invention comes in and technology comes in and solves the problem. I think now there's a belief that it works. There was a bit of skepticism before. Now the real question is, do we go the next mile and actually really push that right through the organization? I think there are still silos of the industry that are doing great digitalization projects on their own, but there isn't this connectivity that we all want. And as Vitaly sort of alluded to, we're still very good as an industry at reporting what happened yesterday. We're less good at using immediate data to make better optimization decisions in the moment. And that's really for us the end game, the holy grail, in harnessing all that information and data and creating better optimization for the future. And I don't think we've realized the full benefits of that yet.
One of the arguments is what we heard in the last 2 years, which to a great extent is right, that COVID really accelerated the digital transformation, digital initiatives, particularly in the air cargo industry. Let's for a moment think that there was no COVID. Do you think that this was something waiting to happen in terms of digital adoption, digital transformation programs within the air cargo?
I think we were on an inevitable path anyway. And when people use the word acceleration, it makes me laugh because it couldn't have gone any slower. So COVID certainly accelerated it, but it was at glacial speed already. So I think, yes, we've seen an acceleration. The real question for me is, have we proved ourselves that this is a valuable investment of time, money and people? And I think through the products that we've produced and some of our competitors and other people, I think we've proven that technology has a very important place to play in the supply chain and air cargo. And as I keep saying, where there are inefficiencies, there's opportunity. And that's why at events like this, you now see 30-40% of delegates have some form of IT, sort of interest It used to be airlines, forwarders, ground handling agents. When you look around at these shows now, it's 30% are IT sort of interested companies. We see a great opportunity.
Yeah, also maybe to add there, I think it's not like what accelerated is a change management. Actually, this is what accelerated during the COVID, because you needed work to be done, and you was looking for creative ways to be done quickly, efficiency, and in time. And that's why I think it's not only also the technology, as Tristan said, it was already there, but it was a change management. So company embraced this processes.
I think I've been like having conversation with the different people and technology. The future of freight is digital, and it's, I think, a lot of the logistic companies would be called a technology company. I think without technology, I think there's no way that we can do business. Tell us, what are some of the product development that's happening in Awery? What are your value proposition to customers, whether it's airlines or whether it is the ground handlers or whether it's a freight forwarder?
I'll give you one example, and perhaps Vitaly can add another. So again, we've talked about this. We've developed some what we call hybrid technologies as well. So we realize that you won't just go from the current processes that the industry have had for 30, 40, 50 years to a fully digitalized solution in one movement. It's impractical, and it's probably impossible. So we take the real problems that airlines, GSAs, and the industry have, and we look for solutions to make solutions. And although there's been a lot of online activity for booking, inventory, capacity management, etc., the vast majority of transactions are still email-based, and that is time-consuming, it's inefficient, and it's inaccurate. So we've developed a tool called eMagic. Email communications between forwarders and airlines is automatically translated into a digital transaction, giving the freight forwarder an option to confirm or cancel a booking with one click, without any registration requirements. So we're slowly converting the industry from its manual existing processes to digital ones, but in a sort of abridged fashion. And it would be great if every freight forwarder went on to make every booking on a portal, but that isn't going to happen tomorrow. So we're starting to create those bridges to the new world through the existing sort of methods of doing business.
And from our side, just wanted to add, like, for the future, we're really concentrating now, because now more data available, more up-to-date data available, and we're really looking on the dynamic pricing. So really, to meet demand means offering, and we are investing now heavily on like making all these data sources and making the predictions and actually enabling this dynamic pricing linked to the timing, linked to the capacity, linked to the volume, and so on. And so this is, I think, next few years of development.
Something that you mentioned in the answer to the previous question was change management, and this is something that we keep hearing also at discussions. You can bring in the best of the technology, but I think the people who use the technology or who actually on daily basis they deal with the technology, if they do not have a change in the mindset, it would be of not really a big use for the customer or for the organization. How do you see that changing? Is that very rapid change that you see in the mind of the customer, mind of the people who are actually going to use?
The way we approach this is, you're right, we invest as much time and effort into the change management process as we do to the technology. So we have a huge amount of focus on the way that we deliver our products, the training, the support afterwards, and ongoing dialogue with our clients. But the other way we tackle this is we really try and produce products that have the very best user experience. And I use this example a lot of times, so if you've heard it before, I apologize. But our sort of test dummies, our guinea pigs, I use my children, two daughters, 19 and 21. They do their whole life on their mobile phone, their iPhone. So when we try a new product, I say, book me a shipment from London to Los Angeles on our platform. And if they can do it with no training, if it's that intuitive, then I know we've got it right. And invariably, they get it right. And they don't know much about air freight, but they do know about technology. And for us, this is the new user experience. Change management's easy when it's intuitive. It's very difficult when it's something that you struggle with. So we think good products, well delivered, well supported, that are the very best customer experience and intuitive. We think that's the best way to progress.
Vitaly, how much of effort that you put into the change management as you present a new technology solution to your customer?
Sometimes it's getting easier because you can really explain how it saves you time and you don't waste time on like retyping or copying the data or whatever. So everyone is looking for efficiency, correct? And if technology or solutions what we offer can really help it and use it. And we see it with in reality, it's like if you was doing something for 10 years in one way and you need to change it now. But we see once you really like pass this 1 week of new way or new process, then you get used to it You get it as a habit, and now if you take it away, people already start feeling the difference. So this is why we see that our products or solutions are efficient, because if you just try to imagine like people out of this process, it will be harm in a way. I don't know if it makes sense, but this is what we feel sometimes.
Tristan, you come from an airline background, and today you are part of a company that provides solution. How much of that experience is really useful, helpful for people with Vitaly and his team to kind of in development of these solutions? I think it's a great experience that you have, which would actually kind of can really help in terms of product development.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's helpful.
No, it is. It is really helpful, because when you know it from all different places, from IT side, sometimes we can go too deep in IT side, and Tristan helps us to bring it more to the people and like work on this user experience and adoption and other stuff. But he can comment.
Yeah, because that's a validation of what but you can always add your comments.
Yeah. But it's the perfect match, if you like, because we have a very talented team of developers that can take a problem and create a solution to that problem. But what is missing is the context. And if you don't have the context, which I hopefully bring, you can actually start solving problems that don't really exist or aren't important while missing the key part of it. So although I'm from the airline side, we spend a lot of time going back to airlines and GSAs, talking to them directly and their people about the experience. And in particular, it's very easy to go and speak to the CEO or whoever. We like to speak to the people on the desk, the people that actually are dealing with this day to day. So we spend a lot of time looking over people's shoulders, watching what they're doing and thinking about how we can create an easier path for the work they're doing. But it's been a great marriage, and that's hopefully why we're successful, because we do bring the industry experience with the technology experience and put those two things together.
I always believe that there is a lot of innovation that happens in the air freight industry, air cargo industry, and I think to some extent, and both of you refer to that, it happens in the silos. There's an island of innovations that is there, but I think there is a consolidated effort as an industry. I think we still lag way behind most of our peers, for example. Also, do you think sometimes there's too much of noise around the so-called capacity management, the marketplace? Is that, or are they getting much more limelight than what the underlying? There are so many other innovations that are actually happening.
I think I'd agree, but I don't mind, because at least it's bringing the subject matter to the top of the agenda. So I think you're right. The distribution strategies that the platforms have brought, a change in distribution strategy, are important, and we're involved in that process as well through cargo booking. So we think that the growth of all of the platforms, us included, is a good thing. But I agree that that slightly masks the fact, and a few people here mentioned that there's a lot of other parts of the supply chain that also need similar attention. But of course, the focus is always on that nice, sexy bit at the top.
Because this is revenue one.
Because it's revenue. So that's part of the battle as an industry, and IATA. People like the Cargo IQ team, who we've been helping, they want to understand how we can connect those silos together more efficiently. But just to add another thing, I think we've also realized you can't do everything. I mean, we spend a lot of time creating partnerships with other IT providers to try and create that full supply chain integration, because we don't have the bandwidth or skills to create absolutely every solution to every industry problem. So we're very invested in the right partnerships so we can bring that to clients.
So what does the future look like for Awery for the next 2 years, and in terms of investment, in terms of expansion? Any brief comments on those?
Yeah, somehow once the COVID started with all these, we can say, movements over there, we're really getting more and more customers, and we are happy that we are getting more and more known brand in the market, and we have happy customers who recommend new happy customers. So I think this tendency is just going and keeping up. And I would say, like, for last maybe year or something, we're almost not doing outbound sales. Everything comes inbound. So, and I'm very happy for it, and I'm really thinking like we finally reached on this kind of level where we are one of the platform of the choice, like for the cargo management, for the portal use, and so on. We're even with this challenging time, as we are a Ukrainian company and a lot of staff relocated, we are still finding ways to attract more talent, hire more people, and we are really going fast as a team, going fast as a product. Yeah, we are trying to take the market.
How big is the team right now?
It's 52.
Great to have both of you join us for this conversation. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to see you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.